Selected grant resources for workforce development and jobs training in response to COVID-19. Updated June 15, 2020. The coronavirus disease 2019 COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on the U.S. workforce. This insight identifies federal departments and agencies that administer programs to support workforce development, training, and job readiness initiatives. It focuses on selected programs that state, local, and tribal governments, nonprofit organizations, and educational institutions may use to address pandemic-related labor market impacts. It does not include workforce or training assistance programs for individuals such as scholarships, fellowships, unemployment benefits, or other individual assistance. Types of federal assistance. Many types of federal grant funding are awarded to states as formula grants or block grants. In turn, the states, including territories and tribes, make awards to subrecipients to implement the program's core objectives. Other types of federal grants, commonly called discretionary or project grants, may be awarded directly to beneficiaries on a competitive basis. Federal assistance may also be available in the form of cooperative agreements, technical assistance, or other types of aid. For general information on grant resources, see CRS Report RL 34012, Resources for Grant Seekers. Selected federal assistance resources. Department of Labor. Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. The Department of Labor's DOL's Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act WIOA is the primary law for training and employment programs for adult, dislocated, and youth workers. Formula funding is awarded to states, which disperse some funding to local areas. State and local workforce development boards may provide specific resources to respond to the pandemic. In addition, according to WIOA guidance, certain COVID-19 related activities such as cleaning or sanitizing are considered eligible uses of funding. DOL awarded discretionary funding for dislocated worker grants (DWGs) to states and territories to temporarily respond to effects of the coronavirus public health emergency. Economic recovery DWGs are also available to applicants affected by major economic dislocations, such as mass layoffs. DOL provided flexibility for DWGs, allowing recipients to use funding for contact tracing activities. States may subgrant funding to local workforce development boards or may expend funds through public and private agencies and organizations engaged in approved projects. CCRS in Focus IF 11530, Dislocated Worker Activities in the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act WIOA. National Farmworker Jobs Program. The Competitive National Farmworker Jobs Program provides funding to support public agencies and community-based organizations that provide career services and training to farmworkers and dependents. Department of Education. Reimagining Workforce Preparation Grant. The Department of Education launched a new discretionary grant in response to COVID-19, the Reimagining Workforce Preparation Grant. Coronavirus-affected states may use the grant to establish short-term educational opportunities and career pathway programs to help individuals return to work. Perkins Career and Technical Education Act. Perkins Career and Technical Education (CTE) Act state grants support a wide variety of CTE activities. States and territories distribute funding to local secondary and post-secondary CTE providers. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Community Development Block Grant. Funding made available through the Department of Housing and Urban Development's HUD's Community Development Block Grant (CDBG) program may be used for workforce development activities. CDBG guidance for eligible activities supporting the COVID-19 response includes provisions for job training to expand the pool of healthcare workers and technicians. The program's state and local administrators have discretion in determining eligible uses of CDBG funding. Stakeholders may contact HUD's field offices or their respective state, county, or city CDBG administrators. CCRS Insight Indiana 11277, responding to the COVID-19 outbreak with Community Development Block Grant (CDBG) authorities. Department of Health and Human Services. Preventive Health and Health Services Block Grant. The Preventive Health and Health Services Block Grant supports health, clinical, and laboratory services, public education efforts, and workforce training. The Block Grant program is administered at the state level, typically by state health departments. Health Workforce Grants. The Health Resources and Services Administration awards several health workforce grants to support healthcare workforce training and education activities. See COVID-19 FAQs. Indian Health Service Grants. Indian Health Service (IHS) programs provide grants to tribes, tribal organizations, and academic institutions for expenses related to recruiting, training, and retaining health professionals. For example, the IHS administers grant programs for colleges and universities that encourage healthcare services to tribal communities. Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration (SAMHSA) leads public health efforts to advance behavioral health and funds efforts to develop the behavioral health workforce. State agencies administer 2 non-competitive block grants. SAMHSA also administers competitive grants, including programs that may support workforce development and training. See COVID-19 guidance for current grantees. Community Services Block Grant. The Community Services Block Grant (CSBG) supports a range of community-based activities to lessen poverty and provide services to address employment, education, housing, and other needs. CSBG is administered at the state level. See COVID-19 guidance for current grantees and stakeholders. Department of Agriculture. National Institute of Food and Agriculture. The National Institute of Food and Agriculture supports agricultural workforce development through grants and other assistance to educational institutions. See the updated COVID-19 guidance for current grantees, partners, and applicants. Rural Development. The Department of Agriculture (USDA) Rural Development Office administers numerous programs benefiting rural businesses and communities. Some of these programs may be used to support workforce development activities, such as training and technical assistance to rural businesses, e.g., see Rural Business Development Grants. Stakeholders should contact USDA Rural Development state offices. See the COVID-19 page. Department of Commerce. Economic Development Administration. The Economic Development Administration's (EDA's) Public Works and Economic Adjustment Assistance programs provide economically distressed communities with resources to address a wide variety of economic needs, including workforce development. CCRS Insight Indiana 11402. The Economic Development Administration's Economic Recovery Assistance for COVID-19 impacted communities. Federal Regional Commissions. The 4 active federal regional commissions and authorities support economic development, workforce development, and other activities. CCRS Report R45997, Federal Regional Commissions and Authorities, Structural Features and Function for information about the grant programs and service areas of the Appalachian Regional Commission, Delta Regional Authority, Denali Commission, and Northern Border Regional Commission. Selected resources for technical assistance and coordination. Economic Development Districts (EDS) are multi-jurisdictional entities that help lead regional economic development projects and planning processes. See the EDA's directory to locate EDS and other resources by state. As noted, state and local workforce development boards may provide guidance and technical assistance on workforce and training initiatives. Author information. Abigail R. Overbay, Senior Research Librarian. Maria Kreiser, Senior Research Librarian.